Welcome back to GTU. Reading can help you learn about anything from history to transporting you to a magical faraway land. So to help kids in your life foster a love of books, we're having this conversation.
Yes, joining us now for the sponsored interview is Amy Edwards, the Executive Director of Elevated Charter School Online. Welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us more about Elevated.
So Elevated is a new school this year. It is online statewide, but it is live. All the classes are live, or we will work with parents to let them kind of customize, make their own personalized learning plan for their kids, which can involve a lot of different moving parts. So it is very personalized and individualized. And one of the things that we at Elevated do is we use quality real books to teach. We don't use textbooks. I think the closest we come is like our math workbook, but we use real books to teach all subjects, and I love that. I've done this model for years. Even though the school's new, I've done this model privately for years, and I've seen great results. I now have students that I had who are in college and doing really well. So.
Oh, well, then the work speaks for itself because you've been at this for a couple of decades. Hard to believe,
yes.
But the results you've seen, just incredible. Will you talk why reading? Why real books? What does the research show?
So it's great to have kids love reading because really that leads to a love of learning. One of our missions at Elevated is to foster lifelong learning, and really the key to that is reading. And if someone doesn't enjoy doing something, even if they will begrudgingly do it, they're just not going to get the same results. So that's why I wanted to talk about how do you foster a love for reading, or at the very least, an enjoyment and appreciation for reading, because everybody who has kids knows, there are some kids who are just never going to be that bookworm in the corner, but that's okay. We can still help them enjoy reading.
Well, reading is the baseline for all education of whatever you go into, whatever type of career or the fun that you have. And so all of these types of books, all the array, you can get kids to enjoy. And we were just talking about reading to kids when they're 0 age really helps to foster that. And in fact, by the time they reach kindergarten, if we're reading to them, they know a million words. More than maybe
amazing.
Someone who hasn't been read to.
Yes, and one of the other benefits of reading to them when they're really small, and it's hard because they're kind of wiggly, but when they're little, especially before the age of like 5 or 6, they are so attached to their caregivers, and if they are being read to and they associate a positive relationship with books, they associate a positive relationship with reading, and so that kind of carries on
throughout their lifetime.
Oh yes, yeah, it hangs in there for a long time.
Let's talk about what the classroom experience online is at Elevated. I like that you say you have these classes where students get to play their games, they reinforce those reading skills and comprehension, but in a fun way, a creative way.
Yeah, definitely. I know there's lots of different online schools. What we do is highly interactive, so the teachers are talking maybe 40-50% of the time, and then the kids are talking, they're sharing ideas, they're playing games, we actually ship kits to them, and they're doing hands-on things. So our little readers have letter tiles and some fun things that they can play with and keep them busy, but it's very, very interactive, very social with each other also, and we use real books, but besides that, we also give them a choice in reading. So they might all be taking the same 3rd grade English class, but they have a choice of reading that's based on like a certain topic or a theme, and then they come to class and we talk about the big idea, and they share what their book said about that topic, and it actually inspires the other kids to want to read other books because they hear their friends talk about, oh, well, my book was this cool,
And we're talking about all types of books. It can be graphic novels. It can be something like this. And in fact, the one that I'm holding is part of your curriculum.
Yes.
And it's so colorful, so inviting that you want to read every page.
Yeah, I love this. I picked this curriculum because even at the kindergarten level, they get these gorgeous hardcover, full color books with great pictures. So we want to put books in their hands from day one so that they feel like they are reading just like mom and dad and big brother and sister.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, we have to ask though, what ages do they start and go to? I'm thinking, okay, I might want to put my little toddler in with you.
So for this coming school year, we are enrolling kindergarten through 6th grade, and then we will expand to kindergarten through 9th grade
So kindergarten.
the following year.
Okay.
Kindergarten, 5 years old by September. That's
And the message today is get any book
Any
in the
book.
hands of
Any
your
book.
children
Yeah.
and their friends. ElevatedCharterSchools.org for all the tips on encouraging your littles to read. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you again to Elevated Charter School for sponsoring this interview.